to our March 25th, 2025 Board of County Commissioners 2 o'clock Commissioners Consent Agenda meeting. Let the record reflect that we have 4 commissioners present. Commissioner Waldrop is on Zoom. Thank you for joining us. Commissioner Jordan, Commissioner Kearns, and myself. And we have received no written comment for today's agenda, so we will go ahead and stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and I do want to just make a correction on today's agenda. Number 3 says receive Planning Commission recommendation, and it should say receive Steering Committee of Elected Officials recommendation and set April 1st, 2025 at 2 o'clock to consider the same. So again, Planning Commission should be the Steering Committee of Elected Officials. So I just want to make sure we have that in for the record on our agenda. Is that correct, Mr. Folsom?
That's correct.
Perfect, thank you. So with that then, I am going to go ahead and open up our open public forum. So I do have 2 people that have signed up for open public forum. So I will start with Becky Duckerhoof.
Becky Dickerhoof, City of Spokane. I recently heard someone say the problem isn't homeless people, the problem is people are homeless. I would add the problem isn't homeless people on drugs, the problem is people on drugs. Whether they are homeless or not is irrelevant. The Spokane City Council recently reviewed the 2024 longitudinal systems analysis compiled by the Spokane City staff, where they learned 7,200 people utilize services for the homeless. We do not see 7,200 drug-addicted, unsheltered people in downtown Spokane. I would argue that those addicted are the victims of the criminals who prey on their buyers' desperate need to escape reality. No one is happy that our downtown area is a showcase for the fentanyl crisis. Daily, we have reports of the type of behavior witnessed in downtown Spokane that has both residents and business leaders calling for action. People are drawn downtown to access services and items they desire. Druggies are drawn downtown to acquire drugs to feed their enormous need for more fentanyl. Why downtown? Because that is where the dealers are? I don't believe the dealers are homeless. It seems reasonable that the enormous number of those addicted congregate around certain locations to buy drugs. Those who reside near those locations see the activity and have knowledge about which brick and mortar locations engage in the drug trade. The business leaders know which property owners are ignoring the activity within their properties. They need to pressure those property and business owners to report illegal activity. Instead of turning on the victims, they need to turn on the criminals. They need to focus on those who participate in the drug trade, not focus on whether they are housed or unhoused. We need to house the unsheltered. We need to jail the criminals. I'm here today to ask the county commissioners to enact what is commonly referred to as a 1590 tax. This ordinance, which amended RCW 82.14.530, allows the county legislative authority to impose a sales and use tax not to exceed 0.1% of the selling price in the case of a sales tax or value of the article used in case of a use tax. This will allow the county to create more homes for the unsheltered. At least 60% of that money must be used for the construction of housing and related services. The balance must be used for the operation, delivery, or services related to housing. Thank you.
Thank you. Next I have Justin Haller.
Thank you. My name is Justin Haller. I live in District 1. I don't know if the districts here, obviously it's a little different, county versus city. I speak at city council a lot, and it falls upon deaf ears, so I figure I'd give it a shot here. I'm very frustrated with the copious amounts of waste in Spokane. Rob McCann and Jules Steelinghands, that's the correct pronunciation. She's a known convicted embezzler, so is her husband. It's a fact, look it up. They have decimated downtown, and everywhere they open up low-income buildings or housing. there's copious amounts of drug use and overdoses, and I'm wondering to what end. You know, I just saw Chief Hall walking across Post to the mall, and I said, hey, where are the big drug busts? You know, what's going on? You know, why can't you be like the sheriff in Florida, saying, you know, putting the drug dealers on notice? I mean, this is really the twitchy microphone. But why can't they put drug dealers on notice and put on blast and say, you're not welcome here? You know, the homeless crisis is not a crisis. It's an industrial complex that Rob McCann and Jules are profiting off of. There's no end in sight. There's no goalpost. There's no structured amount of rehab before they get a housing unit, and then the housing units are run by drug dealers and drug users, and nothing good happens past 10 p.m. You know, I don't run towards broccoli and kale past 10 p.m. Most people don't. So all your bad decisions happen between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., and maybe the cops could look at things then. So I'm very frustrated with that. And, you know, my friend Will, who also rides, is very frustrated with what goes on. Now I want to speak on two other things. The roads, the potholes are disastrous. I'm getting broken spokes. My suspension shot on my car because of all these decrepit roads. And if you go on South Hill and look at the old bricks, that was how many weeks ago they made those brick roads, and they're still working, yet we can't build a better road. Maybe something thicker than a 2-inch and grind and overlay every single year. It's been proven that you can build a better road, but Cameron O'Reilly gets too much money building it every year. Maybe switch to a different person, different company. It's just very frustrating. I don't know. I speak on deaf ears to city council, and I figured I try here, maybe someone would listen. I don't know if you guys are leaning more conservative or conservative adjacent, but I'm just very frustrated with the waste and also the $200 million that they're going to spend on STA for closing down Division Street when no conservative is on the board of directors at STA. It's kind of hinky.
Thank you. Do we have music today? Okay. Do we have somebody else who wants to? Okay. Online we have Jerry Johnson.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, commissioners. My name is Jerry Johnson, and I live in Medical Lake. I serve on the board of Reimagine Medical Lake, and Reimagine Medical Lake is a proud to partner with the Spokane Long-Term Recovery Group. And we have been addressing the unmet and the immediate needs in the community since the Gray Road fire. We work together to connect individuals with case managers, provide crucial support, and I serve on the Long-Term Recovery Board, also to guide this vital work. I'm testifying today to support the request of the $65,000 to use for the additional building materials. The Spokane Long-Term Recovery Group has done an incredible job securing funding, procuring home building kits, and acting as the community liaison. Their dedication is truly heroic, and the results speak for themselves, coordinating volunteers to successfully build 8 homes in just 8 months. This is a remarkable accomplishment, and we are excited to continue our partnerships in helping those in need. This has been a monumental situation, a disaster that nobody would have wanted to go through. It has indeed been a team effort. I can attest to the fact that these homeowners are receiving life-changing assistance. Without it, I'm not sure where they would be. And I just want to thank you for your support in the past, and thank you for listening today. That's all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Next I see Mayor Terry Cooper.
Good afternoon, commissioners. No, it looks like maybe my camera's not working.
We can hear
But-
you though.
Thank you. So thank you for taking the time yesterday when we came and you were briefed on this request. that came working with your staff, George Dahl, and Anovia Foundation. They partnered up to help us with funding for the finish of these 8 home builds. These were folks who were otherwise, they own their land, otherwise would not be able to build back their home after the Gray and Oregon Road fire. This is a county-wide effort, and why we stood up the Spokane Region Long-Term Recovery Group. That group exists to help folks with all manner of unmet needs and immediate needs, but this project focuses on the rebuilding of homes. There are probably about another dozen homes that need to be rebuilt. County-wide, we're about 67% built back. So while it's been 18 months and it's easy to forget that we had this largest asset loss from a wildfire in Washington State history came through our area here just a year and a half ago. So I just want you to know that there's a lot of great work happening. We have new in Elk. We have Reimagine Medical Lake, and Medical Lake but from all over the country. We have 30 people here from all over the country. The materials, and then volunteer. They pay their own way. They bring their own tools. They project manager, 2 of them actually, and they just make sure that volunteers have what they need when they need it, similar to a Habitat for Humanity model. We are just at finish. We're 8 months out. We started the 8th of July. We're just at 8 months. All of the houses are standing, sided, dried in, roofed, all of those things. All that's left now is the finish work on the inside, the cabinets and the flooring. And we just found ourselves running a little short on the funding. So I just hope that you will support that and vote yes when that comes before you at a future meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have someone from New Hope Resource Center.
Yeah, good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Gina Swanson. I am the Executive Director of the New Hope Resource Center, including our North County Food Pantry located in Elk. New Hope has partnered with the Spokane Region Long-Term Recovery Group, addressing immediate and unmet needs of the Elk fire survivors, most of whom have income levels below the county AMI. New Hope also directs fire survivors to the Salvation Army disaster case managers who have been sharing our office, and I serve on the Long-Term Recovery Group board. The Long-Term Recovery Group has tackled the monumental task of securing funding, procuring home build kits, and bringing in skilled volunteers. In just 8 months, we have 8 rebuilds in the finishing stages of construction. The fire survivors are weary after this devastating fire took everything, and they have struggled for over a year and a half in temporary housing. They truly do need to go home. I would truly appreciate your support in funding the $65,000 needed to complete these rebuilds to get these families home. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Looks like I have 2 more people online. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and extend and do the 2 other people that I have online for the open public forum. So Kay Peterson.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kay Peterson, and I live down here in Medico Lake and was one of the ones that lost their home. In addition to that, I'm the assistant director at Silver Lake Bible Camp and been privileged to see how our neighbors have been impacted. I can look out my window now. I've been moved back into my house here for about a year now. It'll be here in June, and I every day I see people building back, and 2 homes in particular that the Long-Term Recovery Group have built back. I can see them, and I see the people that are working down there, and it's been incredible to watch. And as spring is here, knowing that people are going to be moving in soon, it's really awesome to see. In addition to that, though, I've got 2 of my other neighbors that are still living in RVs, and I don't know about some of the others, but I know there's more people that are needing help down this Medical Lake, and especially up in Elk too, where they're still living in RVs and needing more permanent housing. And so the Spokane Region Long-Term Recovery Board has been phenomenal at helping these people, not only with housing, but organizing all sorts of things from, as you know, from debris removal to just, what do you need and how can we help, and connecting with Salvation Army. The project that currently is up with the home builds it truly has provided help among all the, or hope among all the devastation. It's been encouragement to our neighbors to see that, hey, you know, our neighbors are going to be moving back home soon, and the belief that things will indeed get better. For those that have received the benefits that we're looking, they're going, when? They see hope on the horizon, and that is huge, and the discouragement is going, and that is awesome to see. We thank you for all that you've done to help those down in this area, both in the Oregon Road and then also in the Medical Lake Gray Road fire. Appreciate a yes when this comes across your desk for the $65,000 that the Long-Term Recovery Board is asking for help with. In addition to all of those things that I've mentioned, after I got moved back into my house, I was asked to help out and be a part of the Long-Term Recovery Board and proudly serve as their secretary and as just a great community effort. So I thank you for your time today.
Thank you. And next I have Melissa Hunter.
Hi, thank you for letting me speak today. My name is Melissa Hunter. I did lose my home in the Medical Lake fire. I am asking you to please say yes. I have one of the homes that that we're trying to rebuild. My entire family did lose 5 homes in that fire, and I have lost everything I've ever known in my entire life. I paid off my home as diligently as I could, but because it was a manufactured home, as soon as I did, I was dropped from insurance and unable to find insurance because it was a manufactured home. So in that case, I did not have insurance to do that. I didn't know what to do, and still sometimes I don't know what to do when Terry gets a phone call from me or a text message just with me in tears. I have lost my emergency home. My temporary housing has expired. I will be, and so I am on an RV in my home, which it's still cold and out there. It's really, it is really, really cold because of the lake. And it cost me about $180 to fill up our propane tank a week to live in that, and that is not sustainable because I have burned through every savings I possibly could have, including taking out some of my retirement to pay for sustaining this. The long-term recovery home, I cannot tell you the blessing that they have been. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry, but the blessing that they have been and the community that has come forth within Spokane, within Elk, Medical Lake, everywhere that we've known, they've just been a huge blessing that I don't think if you're not ever in this position, you have no idea. And I just wish that you would please say yes to the $65,000. I really want to go home. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate all the comments. The comments that they're speaking to will be on next week's agenda, I believe. I'm looking at George. Okay. Oh, we have one more person? Okay. I will, Matanda. And then this will be the last person that I'll have speaking for open public forum.
Hi, am I on?
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Miranda Kraus, and I live in the Oregon Road burn area, and me and my husband, our family, lost our home in that burn, and I'm testifying for myself and my husband, our whole family, that we are in support of the Spokane Long-Term Recovery Group and the request for $65,000 to be used for building materials. This whole experience for us has been challenging, to say the least. It's every day there's something new, starting from the ground up, where you have to get power back and water back, and you have to navigate the whole process of doing that, and the rules, and living in an RV, cleaning up your property, and it's just been such a like Melissa said, it's really hard to explain. We're so grateful for all the support that we've received. If we didn't have the help or the people helping us navigate the system, and the long-term recovery group with this process. It's been a almost 2 years living in an RV where it's, you just doing laundry is challenging, like, and things that we take for granted on a regular basis that really kind of humbles us, and where you are getting your the little things like propane, and so that we've I can't tell you how grateful we are. We were uninsured also because we had a manufactured home and it was too old to insure, and we were in the process of starting to build, but we were uninsured, and so this whole thing kind of hit us like a ton of bricks, and this has we wouldn't be where we are, without this help. We the community and the long-term recovery group, and so it's been. I mean, we're so overwhelmed with emotion, really, that we can't. It's hard to put in words how them coming and volunteering their time, and the funds for these is we would yeah, we don't know what we do. We probably it would have been easier to leave the community, and we didn't want to do that, and so it allowed us to stay in the community, and rebuild. And so we ask that you vote yes when it comes to the funding for the future agenda, because it really does help, and yeah, we don't know where we'd be without it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I appreciate all the testimony, and I do have to just give a shout out to Mayor Cooper because from Medical Lake, she has been very instrumental on the recovery committee and ensuring that everything is being done to help people so they can stay in our communities. So thank you all again very much for your testimony, and we'll be taking that up next week on our 2 o'clock consent agenda. So with that, then, I'm going to close the open public forum, and I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, if I could just also throw in just one other, I know $65,000 was referenced several times. Just want to make sure that everybody's clear, and those that are joining us on Zoom, it will actually be $80,000 to provide about a $15,000 roughly for contingency fund, and that's $40,000 from the county, $40,000 from Anovia, which is a great partner in our community on this. So just want to make sure that was clear for the record, and all of the folks joining us on Zoom, that it will be $80,000 that'll be there to help the folks out in our community and get these 8 homes built and occupied by loving families. Madam Chair, I move that we approve items 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, including all sub-items, and noting the correction that you had stated on item number 3. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for 3 with the correction, 4, 5, 6, and all sub-items, 7, and all sub-items on today's agenda. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I saw you, Amber. Aye. There we go. Got it. Thank you. That will then take us to a public hearing, and this is public item number 8A, to consider vacation of a portion of Mitchell Avenue alleyway, County Engineers Road File number 2027 for the Spokane County Public Works Department. Matt Zarecor.
Thank you, Commissioner. So we're here today to consider the vacation of an alleyway, and you can see on the map on the left, Spokane County, the red dot is where the vacation is. It's along the west side of Liberty Lake, and the roads between are Liberty Drive and Wright. You can see the area in
portion of Mitchell Avenue alleyway, County Engineers Road File number 2027 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Very good. Motion passes 4-0. Commissioner Waldrop, can we use your stamp?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and then Mr. Simmons and Mr. Folsom, is there anything else for today? I believe we have a miscellaneous.
We do have one miscellaneous.
No executive session items for me.
Thank you.
And we'll have one closed session.
Madam Chair, members of the board. Madam Chair, members of the board, in your inbox is a letter relating to urging prioritization of the North Spokane Corridor timeline. It's been requested by the North Spokane Corridor Coalition to have a list of here. Some of the highlights, this letter would be sent to the state legislative delegation, urging that any delay in completing the NSC would have severe consequences, including economic disruption, traffic congestion, safety risks, increased costs, workforce and labor disruptions. So that's for your consideration, and if it be your will, if there's any changes or items you'd like to suggest back, I would ask the board, if you're inclined to sign, to delegate to the chair the authority to sign on behalf of the board.
Okay, any discussion?
I would absolutely say let's throw our support behind this. I would look to Mr. Folsom to say, or to ask, how do we do that? Do we need a motion to allow the chair to sign on our behalf? Is that okay? Okay. Commissioner Jordan? Any concerns with that?
No, I'm just looking at the letter. I'm wondering, given that we've all been very vocal about our support for the North Spokane corridor, whether it would be beneficial to have all 5 sign it individually. Obviously, it'd be great for the chair to do that. Might also add additional benefit to have each signature on it.
How timely do they want this letter?
I think they'd like it by end of business tomorrow, but certainly by the end of the week. It has to do, Jeff McMorris said, with the transportation budget and some of those discussions, which you're probably more familiar with. But they are still out recruiting new coalition members. Yes, already are City of Spokane Valley, STA, Good Roads, AGC, and the Valley Chamber, in addition to Greater Spokane Police.
Okay, so I'm just going to, Mr. Folsom, if Commissioner French is not here, can we?
I'm going to make a motion. Correct me if there's anything wrong with it, and don't anybody second it if there's something wrong with it. So,
Right ahead.
Yeah. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the drafting and signing of a letter by regarding the North Spokane corridor, the coalition joint letter to be signed by the chair or a majority of the board at other than an open public meeting.
Second.
You good?
Good motion.
We used to make those
I was
ones
gonna
all the
say-
time.
We
It's just I haven't done one like that in a
Yes.
couple years.
I like how
Still
Chris
got
just
it.
jumped on him rather than waiting for Matt to give him the okay.
All right.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Sorry.
There we go. No, very good. No, very important to make sure that we have the continuation of the north-south corridor. So happy to have us do that letter. So thank you. And then Mr. Simmons.
Yep, one closed session for labor negotiations.
Okay. And how long, do we have to say how long? No. Okay. So we are going to go into a closed session to discuss labor negotiations.